So yeah, that was my TED talk. All the slides are already done. I want to start talking about a conference in 2016. It was a conference in Scotland. It was a conference that's full of IT people, IT professionals, some of whom have started working even before I was in high school. And it was a serious conference with people full of formal attire, and they were like, there's a lot of presentations, a lot of slides with bullet points, bar charts, graph, analytics, a lot of serious stuff. And then there was me doing this. I was there in a room full of serious people with a Batman meme, and I was 24. I didn't know any better, and it was not like I was doing this strategically to say that okay, I want to use memes, but this is the only way that I knew how to communicate. Whenever I had an idea, the only way that I could communicate was through memes, and it was not just at the conference. It started very early, where even as a child, I used to randomly cut images from magazines and then paste it on a notebook and write unrelated captions underneath it. And it sounds so crazy, to me as well, but that's kind of how I always knew how to communicate. What started as an interest, a side project, a hobby, then eventually turned into like me doing random stuff at conferences, me doing random stuff at events, and it was memes all over the place. I used memes to communicate whatever that I had in my mind on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Reddit. Memes became my natural language of communication. And what that happened, where that led me, a lot of times when I use memes to communicate something, it started a chain reaction. Some of it led me to something big. For example, one of the opportunities that I got to even star in a sitcom, in a Tamil sitcom, which was never on my radar. I was an engineering student, worked in an IT company, so I would never have gotten an opportunity to actually act in a sitcom if not for memes. Because of sharing office memes on Twitter and Instagram, the creators saw me and said, why don't you come help with writing? And that eventually led to a acting gig, which also eventually led to me actually becoming a meme, which is one of the greatest things to ever happen. And when I was out of a job, just as I was about to get married, I was out of a job, and the first consulting opportunity that I got was to create memes for a brand. Because I was sharing memes on LinkedIn, a brand reached out to me and said, you are good at creating memes, why don't you create it for a brand and we pay you for it? So for a while, memes was the way in which I was making money and was actually making a living. And the story of how I met my co-founders of SuperTeam.ai, where we make over $100,000 in revenue, I actually haven't. The way I found them was because I was sharing memes on Twitter and LinkedIn, and we formed a WhatsApp group where we actually started a company around memes, and the company made over $100,000 a month, and till date generating about $5,000 in monthly revenue, even while all of us still have a full-time job. So that's also an opportunity that kind of happened because of memes. And also this TEDx talk, something that I never imagined that I would do. But I was just a person sharing memes on the internet, and just like every other opportunity, this opportunity also came to me because I was doing that with memes. So what am I trying to say? Obviously, I care a lot about memes, and you should all know that by now. Memes to me is a very powerful way to communicate an idea. And that's what I've been doing all my life. And I did not think through it, but that's what I've been doing. And I fully leaned into the idea of whatever I do, wherever I go, I try to incorporate memes into it. Like I don't remember ever doing a presentation without a meme in it because that's just the way that I know how to communicate. Now I want to take this to spend a little bit of time breaking down memes. Like we all see memes, we all consume memes, but it might be useful for you to understand that memes actually have 5 distinct elements within it. You might not have noticed it. So the first one is the template, where it is just the image. It's just a base image that you use. And then you have the caption, which is the text that you read underneath it. So far, it's like pretty straightforward. Where you have an image, write a caption. The third part of the 5 elements is the message. Like, what are you trying to say? For example, this meme is trying to say that meme creation is a very hard thing and not everyone can do it. And that is supported by the context which is within the template itself, where it is not easy to just take the ring and walk into model. And then there is one more element which I call the template caption fit, where the caption that we write should fit the template and should fit the context. So this is, think of it like a 2-minute one-on-one about memes. But what is that doing in TED Talk? So it is the reason I want to have that and I want to go deep into that is memes gave me everything because I gave it everything. So something as silly as a meme, something as silly as memes, I went so deep that I could talk about deconstructing a meme into 5 different elements in a very scientific way because I just leaned into it fully. There were times where I could have ignored memes as an opportunity. I could have chosen to do something more mainstream, but it definitely would not have gotten me all those opportunities and it would not have gotten me here today in front of you talking about memes. So whenever you want to do something like this, and I went through this journey where whenever I wanted to do something around memes, the traditional way that we've been thinking and what our brain tells us, what people around us tells us, has always been, are you crazy? Are you stupid? And are you even a professional? Like, you want to use memes in your presentation, are you crazy? You want to start a business around memes, are you stupid? Like, you want to share memes on LinkedIn, are you even a professional? So all these questions came and I just ignored it, not because I knew how to do it, it just was so natural that I did not even think it through. What I'm really trying to say here is anytime you have something that's so natural to you, just like how we was speak, which may not be very obvious to people around you, it could be poetry, it could be art, it could be comic generation, it could be sports, it could be anything. There is a way where you can fully lean into it and that can give you so much. That can give you so many opportunities, that can give you so much professional growth, and that can give you just anything that you want if you just are authentic to yourself and like fully lean into it. How do you deal with questions like this? I don't have an answer. I think it all depends on what your meme is. And it is not easy to find your meme. And by meme, what I mean is whatever that is for you. So I hope all of you find your meme, whatever version that is, just as I found mine. Thank you so much for listening.